first headed CBA conference. I'm your host tonight, Vidalis Canero, and the media and marketing team, the Christian Formation and Spiritual Life peer ministry groups that work really hard on this. We're pleased tonight to have a Jesuit priest, Father McCullen, to start our TED conference today. So without further ado, let's start.
In order sometimes to tap into our inner lives, to our spirits, to our sense of God within us, we actually have to disconnect in order to connect. If we want to have an inner life, if we want to be able to connect in a genuine, present way with what's most important to us, right? Our feelings, our values, our sense of experience of presence with one another, our sense of God, it means that we have to create some boundaries in our lives to, in a sense, protect that inner life. Sometimes we might not have the clearest sense of the challenge that we're trying to face in the first place, but I guarantee, right, when we bring those dark things, those challenges to God, God helps to transform them and for us to find light and healing and grace in them.
I want to talk about signs of faith, right? We need other people to help us get to our destination. We need people to help us get through this modern world. I like to look at signs in my life as people, right? People help me to keep me on my journey. They keep me on my path. I had explained to brother, look, brother, I have this commitment, right? I have this part-time commitment, and he just simply looked at me and he said, Dave, do you want to teach here at Christian Brothers Academy? And I said, yes, brother, I do want to teach here. And he said, I will take care of it. It helped him to prepare his day, right? He always felt like he had a good day when he had that time alone. That moment of faith where he said, you know, I could shut everything else out. I had that opportunity in the morning to collect myself, to be in touch with what I wanted to do that day, the people I had to talk to, meetings I had to go to. And he said that moment gave me an opportunity to ground myself. Right? And every once in a while, okay, when I'm not sure, okay, where I'm going, okay, I refer to one of my favorite Christian writers, right? Talking about this motif of the journey, okay. But I believe that the desire to please you does, in fact, please you. And I hope that I have that desire in all that I'm doing. I hope that I'll never do anything apart from that desire, and I know that if I do this, you will lead me by the right road, though I may know nothing about it.
What's more modern than technology? It's pretty awesome, right? Take your smartphones, for example. Hopefully they're still in the OFF position by now, but have a question on your history homework about Abraham Lincoln and need a crash course on his whole life because you didn't pay attention in class? Google will help you with that. Believe it or not, there was a time when you couldn't record your favorite TV show and watch it on demand. We've grown so used to things just doing all the hard work for us that when some waiting and effort on our part is required, we'd rather just hit the escape key and X out. But in doing that, I think we've lost our connection to our faith in God, too. I mean, let's face it, God is no Google. When you ask him a question, he won't give you an answer in 0.25 seconds. The results he gives you won't be nicely laid out in black and white with the most relevant results on the first page. God doesn't work like that, but I think we forget that sometimes. Why can't he make all our problems just go away and answer our questions when we pray? If he can't do simple things like that for us, then what's the point of even believing in him at all? I mean, first of all, those bad things that we claim that God lets happen to us, are they really bad at all? We learn from what hurts us as much as from what loves us. Everything happens for a reason. You just have to remember. God knows what's best for all of us, so just trust him. He knows what he's doing. Great things can come from our misfortunes. Things may not happen as we expect them to, but they always happen exactly as they should. I think that people are becoming more impatient and less willing to wait for results. We seem to have forgotten that sometimes the best things in life are the ones worth waiting for. If you just hang in there long enough and keep your faith, the rewards in the end will make all your sacrifices worth it, and you'll be glad that you didn't give up. I can trace the person that I am today back to all the experiences and people I met back then. It's kind of like one of those connect the dots pictures. At first you look at it and it's like, what the heck is this? Nothing seems to make sense. But if you take the time to connect the dots, you'll see that a bigger picture starts to form, and that all those seemingly random dots help serve a bigger purpose and fit into the whole picture. So when you get a chance, try connecting the dots in your life. You might not get a whole picture right now, and you might not get the picture you want to see, but just hang in there till the end, and trust God to know what He's doing, and make the best of what you have now. Because in the end, the final product will be amazing, and far better than the smartest phone anyone can come up with. Because technology is great, but God is pretty awesome too, even if He doesn't work over Wi-Fi.
Be here. For me, my faith has always been the center of my life. I honestly cannot remember a time when it wasn't. I don't even really know how to separate my faith from any one part of my life, because it's never really been just a part of my life. For me, my faith has always been the glue that holds my whole life together. That's what makes my job here for me such a blessing in my life, because I'm able to interject my faith at my job all the time, and it's always acceptable. And being able to do that really makes living my faith in the modern world even easier. Same kinds of things that you were, the pressure to fit in, temptations to do certain things, wanting to be accepted by those around you. But for me, even then, I couldn't separate myself from my faith, because I couldn't be me without wearing my faith on my sleeve. It was just who I was. My faith was going to influence when I could go somewhere. I can remember a bunch of times where I'd be with some friends and they wanted to go out, and we hadn't quite yet said the family rosary, and so that meant I wasn't going to go until that was done. And so my friends had one of two choices. They could either join in the family rosary, which, believe it or not, they did, even the non-Catholic ones, or they could just take off without me and go, and sometimes they did that too. I was teased a lot. I was made fun of about that. I was mocked, and it certainly wasn't easy. It's never easy to be treated that way, but I did find comfort in knowing that I was, no matter what, true to myself and true to my faith, and that I was authentic in my faith. And honestly, it was so much easier for me to be proud of my faith than it was to be somebody different, depending on which situation I was in. So my challenge to you guys is to begin to be authentic in your faith. Learn to live your faith in all parts of your life. Not just have your faith be a small part of it. Have it be in all of it.
Thank you, Mrs. Summers. Can we have another round of applause for all the speakers? Set this up. Insight on what faith means in the modern world, and I hope you can carry on their message as you leave tonight. Everyone, have a safe drive tonight.